sitter någon där ute och synger på en incident to your stool.
Look at the caps. Look at the caps. They look like
Det
they're
är
loose
like
stones.
fucking, ja, precis. Nej.
Jay.
Ja, wat
Give her
wat is het South African also like where's those red stuff?
This is going to be a murder concert. Are we doing the cut?
Yes. Anton,
Unless it doesn't work, then we
are we cutting?
cut the cake.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding of certificates and diplomas in the School of Open Learning and the conferment of degrees in the Faculty of Health Sciences. I will therefore award certificates and diplomas and confer degrees on all the candidates that the deans will present to this congregation. In addition, I hereby award certificates and diplomas and confer degrees on those whose names appear in the program but who are not present here today. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, goedemiddag, tumelang. Welcome to the University of the Free State in this sweltering December afternoon. Welcome to the graduates from the Faculties of Health Sciences and our distance mode graduates in the education field. Welcome to your families and to your friends who have come to celebrate your achievements with you. We are all very proud of the class 2015. I would like to welcome the chairperson of the Council of the University of the Free State, Judge van der Merwe, the Chancellor of the University, Dr. Hotso Mokele, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jansen, the members of the Rectorate of the University, and the deans of all the faculties and their representatives. This is the last graduation of this year, and what a year it has been. So we all deserve a rest after we enjoyed the celebrations for all of you. We hope you will enjoy the day with us, but before we carry on with the proceedings, I would like to mention to you a number of housekeeping matters. The university, as you know, makes use of official photographers who are present here in the hall. A number of freelance photographers are, however, allocated areas in the campus where they can take photographs of the graduates. These photographers are not accredited by the university, and unfortunately we cannot guarantee the quality of the work. Second point, those of you who have arrived after the pre-ceremony announcement, you are asked to look at page 2 of the graduation program. Today is a time to celebrate the achievement of each graduate, and in that sense, hearing the full name of each candidate being announced is important to every family. You are therefore asked to limit cheers and loud exclamations, making them short enough for everyone to be able to hear the announcement of the name of the next candidate. Please be aware that leaving the hall is a distraction for the audience, and please remember to switch off your cell phone. Now it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce to you our guest speaker for this graduation ceremony. Professor Busisiwe Rosemary Bengu is the chairperson of the 15th South African Nursing Council, an honorary professor at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, and a critical care nurse with a PhD in nursing. She has held several positions at the University of KwaZulu-Natal and was appointed as head of the School of Nursing from 2008 to 2011. Professor Bengu has been involved in teaching clinical care nursing locally and internationally at all levels, as well as developing post-basic curricula at the university and leading curriculum development and implementation for critical care nursing in various countries. Professor Bengu has successfully supervised and co-supervised several PhD and master degree students and has presented numerous papers both nationally and internationally. She has published in critical care, specialization in nursing, critical care nursing education, and HIV/AIDS, and has engaged in several collaborative projects in her field of expertise. Please help me welcome Professor Bengu.
Dumelang, goeienamiddag, good afternoon. the Vice Chancellor, members of council that are present here, Vice Chancellor and the university executives, distinguished guests, staff, families, relatives, friends, and most importantly, the graduates. Thank you for the kind introduction, and thank you for inviting me to speak today. I'm honored to be here to join you in celebrating this wonderful occasion. First of all, congratulations to all of you graduates. You should be very proud of yourselves for accomplishing your goals. Well done. To the families of those graduating and earning certificates, congratulations to you too. And I'm certain that your support through this process made an enormous impact. I'm sure you are very proud of your loved ones as they close this chapter of their lives and prepare for their next steps into a new career or new careers. Graduation is one of those steps in life when you as graduates are being shown the ropes to move on to a new stage in which you are a leader, a doer, and an achiever in a wider world. I'm sure many of you have firm plans and have a good idea of what's coming next. Some of you have a pretty good idea of what you want to do next. A dream and a lot of hope to get where you want to get to. And some of you are just amazed that you've got to this graduation point at all. Well, coming times will be exciting. Unfortunately, they can also be trying, but they will all depend on you and your determination. Life doesn't usually follow the plans you lay out for yourselves. You will all experience the highs and the lows of life, the difficult and the easy. And unfortunately, there may sometimes be times of too many difficulties and just not enough smooth sailing. Your true success will be defined by how you handle both these times. Our late, great statesman, Nelson Mandela says, I quote, "After climbing a great hill, one finds that there are many more hills to climb," I close quote. Most of you may have heard the analogy of a butterfly that has to squeeze through a cocoon, a narrow opening in the cocoon, to force fluid from the body of the butterfly into the wings so that it would be ready for the flight once it's achieved its freedom from the cocoon. Assistance with this process prevents the butterfly from its readiness to fly, and it crawls for the rest of its life. And I know some of you would have hated their own lecturers who would just open a small opening into the knowledge and send you out to the library, to the computer, wherever, to find your own way into that part. And in fact, your lecturers did not want you to crawl when you go out from today on. Just as our physical muscles are developed by lifting heavy weights and during resistance training, so too our intelligence, personality, and character are developed by engaging with the world, especially dealing with problems, difficulties, and challenges. As Anderson and Gallagher are said, and supported by Franklin, who claims that things which hurt instruct, they teach. That is, you learn from challenges. Sometimes struggles are exactly what we need in our lives. You have taken a key step towards a successful future, and also betterment of your families and your communities. You've worked hard, spending months learning new skills. Our complex and technical world today requires education and skills that were not needed in the past, like during my time. For example, healthcare is faced with many challenges, most of which emanate from the scourge of the HIV and AIDS. We learned that in spite of exorbitant spending on the research and management of this scourge, there are still new infections at a rate of 680,000 as on the year 2013 to 1 million in 2014, according to the Statistics South Africa in 2014. In the meantime, this scourge has created new types of problems, such as comorbid diseases, especially communicable diseases, predominantly TB, with its associated resistance issues of XDR, MDR. We are now facing complications of ARVs. More so, we are facing social issues, like we are now faced with orphans and child-headed families. We now have to disclose to HIV-infected children, and we are hoping that this group, especially the postgraduate ones, are going to assist with the evidence as to when and how to disclose to these children. Recently, one a girl that was interviewed on SAFM, Pindile, said she was informed that she acquired HIV and AIDS from her parents, and this she was informed at 19, she discovered at 19 years. You can imagine how many have been exposed already from that person. We also have to now look at involving male partners in programs like PMTCT. We need to enhance adherence to, especially to ARVs. Recently, I read an article whereby in one country, they looked at the messages that are sent by the media, health messages sent by the media to the people, to the public, and they found that there's nothing about adherence, and yet that's very important. It defeats the purpose of treating these people if we are not going to ensure that they adhere to medication. In the meantime, chronic non-communicable diseases are also on the increase, including trauma and violence. We are also facing now blindness and deafness, which warrants rehabilitation. So that disease burden is consequently high and diverse, needing, of course, diverse approaches from diverse professionals, be it human sciences, be it health sciences, health professionals, all must have their hands on deck. And this happens in the midst of climate change, giving rise to water shortages, load shedding, where still highly publicized human resource shortage, which is also aging and exiting the system on retirement. But we could, in the meantime, utilize these people for mentorship, of course, critically utilizing them, because it doesn't mean that the old will be the best, but they have the experience that you can tap from. Based on these diverse issues, the burden of disease, it does tell us that we need innovative, creative, reflective professionals who base their actions on evidence and are up to date with current trends and policies, collaborate in diversity. Someone speaks of professional tribalism, which we need to now avoid because we need to work together. I cannot, as we know, in ICU, be looking at whether adherence is being discussed with members of the community while I'm in ICU, but I can utilize the professionals that are specializing in the community to send the message that also affects me. And so we also need professionals, graduates like you, who will make things happen within the resource constraints. Be the change as Gandhi and Mandela advise. Both anecdotal and empirical evidence, unfortunately, points to the poor attitude and unprofessional conduct by healthcare workers, especially. Well, probably there is life involved there. And nursing is in the forefront. Well, one never knows whether this is because of the numbers of nurses which outnumber the numbers of other professionals, or it's because nurses are all the time, most of the time, with the patients, or furthermore, nurses may have taken too much in the name of task shifting at the expense of their own responsibilities. Aggravating the issue of unprofessional conduct is the litigation of the state due to negligence, milking the state of billions of money that could otherwise be used for resources. The Minister of Health, Dr. Motsoaledi, this year in March, convened a medico-legal summit, and in trying to find solutions, I hope as new graduates you will be part of the solution rather than be part of the problem. As early as 1976, some author, Jacobi, asserted that knowledge gained during formal years of education becomes obsolete within 5 to 8 years, while the body of knowledge doubles every 15 minutes. Sorry. Now, surely this time, I disturbed you. Like I said, the formal years of education become obsolete within 5 to 8 years, while the body of knowledge doubles every 15 years. Surely these times have changed now. Perhaps knowledge now has quadruples instead of doubling in lesser years than 15 years. I therefore remind you that what you know now may already be obsolete. Keep appraising your knowledge and update yourselves. Let me leave you with this thought from Ralph Emerson. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail for some of us to follow. You are now armed with one of the most powerful tools needed to forge your path ahead. It's not the degree or diploma itself that counts. It's about what you've learned along the way and what you do with the education you've gotten in your journey to this graduation today. Your future is in your hands. No one else's. Seize this opportunity. Best of luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Bengu, for such a nice speech. Can we give her another round of applause, please? And now for some other type of message, a musical one. Soneru is a proud Clansier resident and has represented COPSI twice at the Clansier national competition. There are strong contenders for the title of Best COPSI Ladies Clansier Group, evident by their multiple placements in podium positions over the past 6 years. Their coach is Nsamo Rampoine, and the assistant coach is Ileana van Wyk. Both of them fellow COPSIs. Now I call upon the 2015 Soneru Clansier Group to entertain us.
Ag my siel na U, o Heer. U alleen is my hart verlange en ek bring aan U die eer. O, U alleen is my krag en skuld, aan U alleen by ek nou myself. U alleen is my hart verlange en ek loof U as my Heer. Hold my hand, oh baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand, oh baby, it's a long way down, a long way down. If you get sleep or if you get none, the clock's gonna call in the morning, baby. And check the cupboards for your daddy's gone. Red sun rises like an early warning. The Lord's gonna come for your firstborn son. His hair's on fire and his heart is burning. So go to the river where the water runs. Wash him deep where the tides are turning. And if you fall, hold my hand. Oh baby, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Oh baby, it's a long way down, long way down. The wolves will chase you to the pale moonlight, drunk and driven by an evil hunger. So bum bum, sun like a railroad spine. Let the river run dry. Hold my hand. Oh, it's a long way down to the bottom of the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down, and I can hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down to the river. Hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, and I still hold my hand. Oh, baby, it's a long way down, a long way down.
Thank you, ladies. This morning, the Chancellor said that you had angelical voices. So thank you very much for that. Now we will excuse also Professor Bengu because she has other commitments. And now I call upon the campus principal of the South Campus, Professor Kotsie Manning, to, on behalf of the Faculty of Education, present the candidates for certificates and diplomas of the School of Open Learning. She will be followed by the acting dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor St. Clair Gibson, who will present the candidates for degrees in the Faculty of Health Sciences.
National Professional Diploma in Education, Grade R and Foundation Phase. Gladla, N.A. Flamini, H.F. Dlamini, Z.D. Harris, R.G. Hlongwane, NA. Khoza, EF. Kumalu, CT. Kumalu, SP. Kumalu, TM, and the Diploma with Distinction. Kuswayo, TZ. Kubeka, TM. Lekalake, PP. Lemikis, NE. Mabizela, NUE. Madlala, PN. Mahahule, SK. Maile, MP. Majola, N. Malgas, PN. Mashau, MM. Matebula, DT. Matonsi, M. Matoba, MA. Mbeje, TM. Mbele, T. Mdluli, CM. Mdunge, PF. Mklambi, LC. Mhlongu, CC. Mia, SN. Mkize, LB. Muletsi, NG. Mogalekwena LM. Molatu ME. Monsi Kiji. Moy ME. Mpecheni JA. Mpo MA. Mtembu NN. Mchali LD. Musapelo MA. Ndawo LM. Ndlovo VP. Niels VRM. Ngubeni X. Nklapu NE. Nkambule DF. Nobela DP. Ntamele MS. Plaiki NM. Rakhetla MW. Ramalepe MS. Sambu BA. Shabangu MG. Shabangu RB. Shongwe DP. Shilangu MG. Sitole ST. Tabede XM. Kaba NB. Sililo NR. Zita DS. Zuma NR. National Professional Diploma in Education, intermediate phase. Ladla BE. Smile. Dlamini XR. Smile. Hlongwane MB. Ikaneng SS. Kubisa NE. Kowane MS. Kwepile NG. Lempe MC. Smile. Letsuetsa FE. Makanya MT. Maoke JT. Masehu GP. Matuane SE. Mabata LD. Mabata ZP. Mohlahatsa LM. Mpane AJ. Naka AT. Ngobeni PI. Ngoveni GN. Nkosi SP. Peterson VB. Poshori CM. Ruuplau LK. Tsuoke CM. Tsope LL. National Professional Diploma in Education, Senior Phase Languages. Mazibuku IM. Nsele SN. Sechlabaka TJ. National Professional Diploma in Education, Senior Phase Mathematics and Natural Science or Technology. Koza PP. Malinga SC. Mchadi NT. Mfelase ZA. Shabalala N. Zondi ST. Advanced Certificate in Education, Curriculum Studies, Intermediate and Senior Phase. Lale KC. Mabaso TG. Mabe MJ. Masiu EM. Matia KS. Monyane PS. Motlauleng TJ and the certificate with distinction. Congo NA. Poshlo MA. Ralitlare BJ. Ramosala ME. Clarke DF. Advanced Certificate in Education, Curriculum Studies, Preschool and Foundation Phase. Buthelezi ZM. Kola KMW. Nkosi LF. Siepamor DE. Sequena SM. Tsele TE. Shabalala MM. Advanced Certificate in Education, Education Management. Macholo MC. Advanced Certificate in Education, School Leadership. Mokonyane, ME. Advanced Certificate in Education, Language in Education.
Ja, hier met jou staaf en staan. Ek is nou klaar.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the privilege to request to you to confer the following degrees on the candidates from the Faculty of Health Sciences. I will introduce to you. Bachelor in Medical Sciences in Radiation Sciences. Fernandez, AT. Lapala, KG. Putejo, M. And with a degree in distinction, Sasha, KN. Van der Merwe, M. Van Niekerk, L. Van Reenen, CJ. From the School of Allied Health Sciences, bachelor's degree in occupational therapy. Alice K. Bothma T. Beitendach T. And the degree with distinction, Chellen M. De Klerk M. De Klerk T. Erasmus I. Itzabeth C. Verkehrte C. Herholtz J. And the degree with distinction, Hoon R. Human J. James SF. Kurze T. Kreitz M. And the degree with distinction, Lago T. Labeschachni LE. Labeschachni N. Lindeki W. And the degree with distinction, Milan EA. Maleki M.J. And the degree with distinction, Mayor B. And the degree with distinction, Potgieter W.D. Pitta L. And the degree with distinction, Rousseau C. Shaw K.A. Stein C. Stopwasser J. Taylor M. Van der Merwe C.A. Van Druten J. Viljoen C. Visagie N. Voigt T.R. Vessels C. Bachelor's degree in optometry. Alberts J. Argyle M. Burtis AJ. Colin A. Grenier CM. De Wet T. Dry JJ. Doucet P. Erasmus S. Gous I. Greyling S. Holshausen WJ. Kazi M. Kramer M. Ludik N. Lewis CE. Mayor J. Mayor L. Oosthuizen AA. Potgieter SM. Robenheimer J. Smith M. Swanepoel E. Waller P. Van Niekerk L. Viljoen L. Bachelor of Science degree in Dietetics. Bosch J. And the degree with distinction, Brunt DM. Kutzer A. Fincham A.N. Trailing M. Human W. Jacobs L. Lawson S.A. Stein C. Swart J. Van der Merwe C. Van Emmenes H. Van Jaarsveld A. And the degree with distinction, Van Rooyen R. Thank you. Bachelor of Science degree in Physiotherapy. Well done. Adams VB. Brewer JS. Claassen K. De Silva Meyer EA. Well done. Davel D. De Klerk CM. Duplessis TM. De Toy C. De Toy FP. De Toy P. De Toy R. Ferreira S. Fourie C. Gordon SM. Krelling E. Grissel E. Hobbs C. Himan JM. Kruger, VC. Midi, MW. Mini, DS. Mosia, ME. Oosthuizen, E. Oosthuizen, K. Pretorius, TJ. Rafferty, KO. Schroeder, N. Sim, C. Smith, EE. Smythe, A. Steenkamp, AM. Swanepoel, J. Swanepoel, L. Tehran, MM. Tehran, M. Van der Linde, AN. Van Gesselen, H. Van Skalkwyk, H. Van Staden, JJ. Van Tonne, L. Venter, A. Wessels, MM. From the School of Medicine, Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Ali, HI. Asleth, H. Badenhorst, P. Beertge, W. Black, CR. Bornman, BJM. Brandis, L. Brider, C. Clausen, M. Clausen, W. And the degree with distinction, Tutti, E. Tutti, PF. Kochia CQH. De Jong M. De Klerk JP. And the degree with distinction, De Kock L. Da S. Earl E. Else J.R. Erasmus B. Erasmus J.D. Ferndale T.F. Gous L. Griesel F.J. Hall R.J. Hall T.L. Hatting D.W. Jacobs N.E. Jack Prasad T.J. John G. Yannicka S.J. and the degree with distinction. Janse van Rensburg, AB. Janse van Vuren, M. Chakwa, C. Cap, LN. Kasohani, LA. Korsten, GB. Kritzinger, MB. Crocombe, DF. Labaskatni C. Liebenberg J. Loopse MP. Low AJ. And the degree with distinction, Low PJ. Muhammad W. Malete NP. Maria RS. Matuani TD. Madison DB. McIntyre M. Maya L. Malibatsi M. Malawi L. Mustard R. Nagel NC. Nika WE. Nell SL. Ngumane EA. And the degree with distinction, Nivert A. Nortier E. Insere C. Anil A. Pelkowski IN. Fateh SA. Paul WD. Pretorius DSA. Pretorius S. Prinsloo CMC. And the degree with distinction, Rademan PJ. Ray HE. Roll JH. Rapitze MM. Raspi. Ravji D. Rulofse S. Ridder GF. Simon D. Safi GD. Sialanyani SG. Slubbert N. Smith CP. Smith MD. Steenkamp C. Stain J. And the degree with distinction to Blanche F. Urine DJ. Van der Merwe M. And the degree with distinction, Van der Walt AK. Van der Walt L. Van der Westhuizen SB. Van Heerden L. Van Jaarsveld MJ. Van Niekerk H. Van Staden A. Van Veenhansen JH, GL, sorry. Vermaak ML. Fuljon L. Versagi AR. Forster FC. Vessel C. Westraat J. Westraat R. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates who receive bachelor's degrees in occupational therapy, optometry, dietetics, and physiotherapy, please to stand to take the vow. I also request all occupational therapists, optometrists, dietitians, and physiotherapists in the audience to stand and to identify themselves with the gravity which the vow is regarded. I request the congregation not to applaud after the vow has been taken. I will be saying it in English. You've got the choice of saying it in English, Afrikaans, or Sotho. So please. Please follow with me. Vow the graduates in allied health professions. On receiving my degree at the University of the Free State and my entrance to the profession, I hereby solemnly declare that I shall dedicate myself to save humanity. I shall maintain the integrity and honorable traditions of my profession conscientiously and with dignity. I shall consider the promotion of the health of my patients as my primary duty. I shall protect all confidential information regarding my patients. I shall continue to promote the status of my university and treat those who taught me with respect and gratitude. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates who receive the Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery degree to stand for taking the vow. I also request medical practitioners in the audience to stand and identify themselves with the gravity in which the vow is regarded. Again, you can say it in English, Afrikaans, or Sotho. On receiving the degree in medicine at the University of Free State and my entrance to the medical profession, I commit myself to dedicate myself to humanity, maintain the integrity and honorable traditions of my profession conscientiously and with dignity, strive for the meaningful preservation of human life from its beginning to its end, regard the promotion of the health of my patients as my primary duty, carefully protect all confidential information about my patients, conduct myself honorably towards colleagues at all times, and do not damage the status of my university, and to treat those who have taught me with the respect and gratitude they deserve. Thank you.
Wow. This has been a long day, a long afternoon, a hot day, a hot afternoon. Goeiemiddag allemaal. Good afternoon, everyone. Sanibonani, Dumelang. Good to have all of you here. We won't keep you very long because of the heat, but this is a special day, and we want to celebrate it with you. The Chancellor will speak after I do, and then we'll close the procession. Now, the university, and any university in the world, has three functions. The one is to teach, the other is to do research, and the third is public duty, public service. And those of you in the health professions, as well as in the teaching profession here today, will know public duty to be part and parcel of what you do. That is why they call you the helping professions. It's what we do. That makes us different from other professional fields. We give a lot of money and a lot of attention and a lot of awards in the country and all over the world to research. We give a lot of attention and praise people and give awards for those who do public service or service learning or whatever you wish to call it. But we actually don't spend a lot of time recognizing those who teach, and in particular those who teach well. So what we've decided to do is to, on this platform among others, to recognize the best teachers at the University of the Free State. And this year, the Vice-Chancellor's Teaching Awards go in two categories. First of all, an individual category to Dr. Louise van der Berg. And could I ask Louise to come up here? Where is she? Now, I want to tell you the competition for the best teacher was stiff. I've taught at many universities around the country and other parts of the world, and I can tell you that the best teachers, the best teachers that I have met, and I mean this in all sincerity, have been at the University of the Free State. People here teach with great passion, with great belief, with great commitment, and that is why we wish to reward these colleagues, or recognize his colleagues. So this is Dr. Louise. And then the team award, that is people who work together as a group to make an impact through technology and good teaching on our young people. The team award in the Vice-Chancellor's award category for this year goes to Nikita Fernandez and Salumin Bosov. Please come up to the front. I'm not even going to try and explain to you why there are no men in this category. Now, all my life I've done teaching as a high school teacher and a university teacher, and I study teaching for a living. And I get very irritated with people who think that because they taught in Sunday school, they can teach in a university or a school. I wish to disabuse you of that notion. Teaching is if you do it right, it is an incredibly complex task. And to teach with commitment and passion in a very diverse university with many different languages, with students who come from schools that were technically very good and schools that were very disadvantaged. To teach young people with very different temperaments and understandings about the world and different religious beliefs. I can tell you now, it is an extremely difficult task. And so when we reward these people, my colleagues, for teaching well, we don't reward them for showing up. We don't reward them for just standing there and regurgitating the textbook. We reward them for teaching this complex thing that we do in universities, which is to convey knowledge, to share knowledge, to exchange knowledge, to in fact undermine knowledge, to recast knowledge, to produce new knowledge. If you really teach at a high level, you produce new knowledge out of existing knowledge. This is what they do. And so as they leave the stage, ladies and gentlemen, please, once again, please say baie dankie en baie geluk to these colleagues, Louise van der Berg, Nikita Fernandez, and Salumin Bosov. Baie dankie julle. I have been at the University of the Free State for far too long. It's been 6 years and 3 weeks and 2 days and 14 hours. And so I get to know people, and when I saw many of you coming across the stage, I know you. I saw you before you came here, at high school, some of you, and I saw you through your 4 or 5 or 6 years at Koffsies. So one of the things I do, as I'll do again today, is once the ceremony is over, I tend to hang around outside and take selfies with you and with your families. And so I wanted to share with you a few things I've overheard. I shouldn't have heard it because it's embarrassing, but I have overheard it, and I just thought I'd share this with you, and so on. Once I heard a mother-in-law say to her new son, obviously, in-law, "Did you ever think this day would come?" Well, we didn't either. That's a real stab. It's a real sort of backhand compliment, you know. I once heard a dad say to his son, "Congratulations, son. Now, hashtag pay back the money." I really did hear that. I really did hear that. I really did hear that. In a faculty which will remain nameless, they had a little prize giving, and one of the students got up. And I promised Professor Nicholson I would not declare the faculty. And he said to the assembled crowd, "I would like to thank Red Bull and Wikipedia for making this day possible." This really did happen. And then the best one for me, at least, I once saw a little young boy. He was so proud of his big brother who was getting his degree. He said to his big brother, "So what is a professor?" So big brother with his new degree said, "Well, a professor is someone who speaks in somebody else's sleep." So I thought that was very interesting. That was very, very interesting. I hate using quotes that are overused, but I think it applies so powerfully to the campus and the country that I want to use it today, and it's the famous quotation, which you've heard a million times, that it was the best of times and it was the worst of times. And that is certainly true of 2015. It was the best of times. Show me another university that did so well. In its academics, our pass rate shot up from a few years ago in the 60s to now being 80% of students who come in here pass. That's because we raised the standard coming in, and we have raised the bar for teaching while you're here. Show me another university that is the only place in the country that brought home a medal, a gold medal, from the World Championships in the form of Wade van Niekerk. We are very proud of that achievement. Show me another university that could, of all the beautiful women in the country, give us a medical student who won the Miss World. Show me another university that for the first time in Shimla Rugby's recent history, we won the National Varsity Cup Championship. Show me, I can go on and on and on and tell you about the many great things that our students have accomplished. So ons is trots op julle vandag. My hart jubel as ek kyk na hierdie jong mense en wat julle reg gekry het in 'n baie moeilike jaar. You see, each one of you has a story. And if I told each of your stories that I know personally to this audience, there'll be a whole lot of tears here today. But let me choose 3. There's the story of a young woman. I went to do bemarking myself at a very good school in Bellville called die Hoërskool D.F. Malan. We can talk about that some other time. And there were these 2 beautiful young women, Marty and her sister. They were twins, actually. And I was so impressed with the twin sister. She came with her mother for some strange reason. She had put me on a bucket list. Ek moet hierdie ou vet oom gaan sien in Bloemfontein. And so she came with her mother and with Marty, and we went to I think it was the Wimpy or Mug and Bean or something. And there I sat and looked at this beautiful kid who was dying of cancer. But you would never say, from the joy, the ambition, the love in her heart. I went to a funeral in Belleville. I wanted to be there because this was a special child that God had given us. And so I want to say to Marty today, as you came across here with your degree, in physiotherapy, I remembered your sister. Ek kan nou vir jou sê, sy is baie trots op jou. Imagine that your parents traveled all the way from India and they came to Lesotho and you came to the University of the Free State and you became the rag queen of this university for reasons that are so obvious. You are incredibly beautiful. And since my wife is in the audience, let me just say the second most beautiful woman in South Africa. And you broke many, many boundaries. You broke down walls that separated so many of us at the University of the Free State. And so, Shivani, I just want to tell you, as you got your medical degree today, we are incredibly proud of you. And then finally, there was the head girl of UNISI. And she came with her parents to my office. And there she sat with a kenmerkende krulkop. And we had a long conversation. And when she decided, or when she realized that she had passed the degree in optometry, she decided to get married to a guy called Greiling. And in no time, this wonderful leader, one of the most amazing Koffsie students I've ever met, you want to define the word character, you go to Sunay Seal Greiling. And when she came across here today, I was so proud to see my neighbor's child, the krulkop from UNISI, getting a degree in optometry. And so each and every one of you has a beautiful story. But I've got bad news for you. You did not get here on your own. You all look very smart and decent, at least today, since you're not wearing jeans, but actually, you didn't get here today. You got here because of the people sitting over there. They made huge sacrifices. I looked at the faces. We were sitting here, and I looked at the faces of some of the parents, and I could read faces. It's one of the few skills I have. I can read a parent's face. And that oom over there, I looked at his face, and as his daughter came across, I could see what he was saying. Dank die Vader, die kind is klaar. You know, just thank God this child is done. You know. Would you, students, please stand up and give a round of applause to the people who brought you here. Thank you very much. And I want you to stay standing, don't sit yet. In my culture, and I've seen this also with Dr. Mogele, you never walk past your teacher, whether it was high school, primary school, university, without saying thank you. Now, these teachers here in dietetics, in health education, in teacher education, in optometry, in physiotherapy, dietetics, did I mention? All of these disciplines here, these people work incredibly hard. I've watched some of them work. They are the consummate professionals. Matthijs I know well. Wade I know very well. I know how these young professional doctors, nurses, nursing educators, dietitians, I know how hard they work. And I can tell you now, you have the best degree in education and in the health sciences because of these teachers. Would you give them too a round of applause? Thank you very much. You may be seated. And finally, last night, my heart broke because my president did something which I think he's going to regret. And that is, he fired his Minister of Finance. Now, he didn't use the word fire. He actually used the word removed. He said with a straight face, I have removed the Minister of Finance. Now, when that happens, you can legitimately ask as a citizen, as a taxpayer, he must have done something horribly wrong. Actually, he did nothing wrong, except that he knew, as an experienced and competent Minister of Finance, that you cannot give in to any populist demand, and you certainly cannot give in to any corrupt demand on the fiscus. And so he stood his ground. And he was removed as Minister of Finance. And let me just say this, as a South African, the first black African Minister of Finance, less than 2 years, and he's gone. And I'll tell you my analysis of why he went. It's because this country doesn't like competent people. Our school system makes it very, very clear. You can now leave the school at grade 9 with an exit certificate. Grade 9, 21st century economy. We're giving out grade 9 certificates. Now you don't even have to pass all your subjects in matric. Did you know that? You can modularize. Have you ever heard such crap? You can modularize in grade 12. So you do some subjects this year, let's do 2 that we can pass. And what the hell the next year, after you leave school, you can do another 2. We don't like people who are competent. They don't last long in this country. And so the first thing I want to say to you, whether you're a teacher or a dietitian, whether you're a nurse or a doctor, whether you're a health sciences educator or a physiotherapist, don't ever stand back because you're competent. Make sure you do your job extremely well. Competence, first of all, means to do things well. The dictionary defines it as the Cambridge Dictionary defines it as having a skill or a qualification that enables you to do your job well. But there's another meaning to competence, and it's not just doing things well, it's doing things right. That's an ethical challenge. That's an ethical challenge. There was a survey done recently that showed that I think 75% or something like that of South Africans have taken a bribe at one stage or another. How on earth do you create an ethical country without ethical leaders like yourselves? There's a beautiful expression in Afrikaans which doesn't translate easily into English, 'n vis vrot van die kop af. You see, if the leaders don't show the example, it's not just you can be competent and be corrupt. So it's not just about being able to do things well, it's also about doing the right things and doing things right. And so are you an ethical leader? Very few people in this country get degrees. And so you become a leader by virtue of having passed through this great university. And so my challenge to you in closing is to be competent, but also to be caring. I'm an amateur anthropologist. So every time I go to the doctor or the hospital, either for myself or with my family, I pick up all the signs of how people behave as professionals. I'm telling you now, it's not a good thing to get sick in South Africa. I get sick just sitting there. When I go into our schools, which is, I'm an amateur anthropologist. Let me tell you something. When I look at the faces of teachers, you could swear they just lost a loved one. Lang gesigte. There's no joy. There's no passion. There's no running to your class. And so it's not good enough to be competent, it's also important to be caring. Whatever your profession, here today, make sure that till the day you retire, you not only do your work well, you make that person feel that they are the most important person in that surgery or in that classroom. Because you see, when you have to do an operation of any kind, I couldn't care less about the doctors because you see, I know they're good. What I care about is the person that says, even if it's a hopeless case, alles sal reg wees. The person who holds my wife went in the other day for an eye op. Do you know what she remembers? She doesn't remember the expert treatment. She was grateful for it. But she doesn't remember the expert treatment of one of the doctors here. He was amazing. Do you know what she actually remembers? And she tells all her friends. Was the nurse who came and took her hand and said, Mevrou Jansen, sal jy omgee as ek saam met jou bid? That is competence plus caring. Now get the hell out of here and go change the world.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. We've now come to the conclusion of what has been yet another inspiring graduation ceremony at this university. And mine is to say a few thank yous and a few remarks. For the five years or so that I've been the chancellor of this university, I've been observing, and I'm sure we all have been observing the trend. And it was pleasing to see the trend play itself out again this afternoon. And you'll see what I'm talking about when the people that I'm just going to ask to rise, and I'm sure you'll understand what I'm talking about. Would all those who got their degrees and diplomas with distinction please rise? Now, as they remain standing, I want you to observe how many of them are male and how many of them are female. And this trend, it literally, almost every, particularly undergraduate graduations, literally 70–80% of those who rise at this point are now female. Thank you very much. This never used to be the case. Because there was a time when women and girls were told that they were never good enough. They were never as good as men are. And all that had to happen was for constraints and restrictions to be lifted and for the playing field to be leveled. And we see what we see today. 80% of those who rose were women, and it's a trend that Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, in opening the Science Forum South Africa 2-3 days ago, alluded to what this continent requires. This continent, she said, requires those who rise at this point to be as many females as there are men, but I think even more preferably, to be more female than male. And this world, I believe, will be a kinder, much more generous world than the world that it currently is. So congratulations and well done to you all. When Dr. Lange introduced Sonedo, as they're walking out, in fact, she told them that early this morning I said their voices were angelic, but the serenading, the judge explained to me what kleiner is. Kleinser, as to serenade. So now I know what it is. So please join me, ladies and gentlemen, as we, in their absence, to appreciate their beautiful voices and the beautiful music that they rendered. As I was walking out here this morning after the graduation in the morning, something occurred to me that of all the many thank yous that I have said, there was a time when I did not say thank you to Matilda and the ensemble, and I remember to do that. I've never once said thank you to the camera people. Never once. And I have no idea why. And one of them is sitting back here. And it's fascinating how I don't talk in racial terms, but it's an observation. The observation plays itself out racially. There are many of the graduates that come up to the Chancellor and trying to find where the camera is that they must look at. And very few of them know that when you go to the Chancellor, the camera that matters is behind the Chancellor. and he's not there anymore. But they sit here and they click away. And I've never said thank you to you guys. So well done, guys. I mean, you produce beautiful photographs that we find hanging in people's homes as mementos and remembrances of this important day. And from today henceforth, I will never again forget to say thank you to you guys too. There's only one other thank you that I want to make is to Professor Bengu. You are not here this morning when I said thank you to you for your beautiful words of encouragement and coming out of incredible experience that you've gained. And the Vice Chancellor this morning shared a story of getting onto a plane and seeing in the cockpit a fairly elderly white gentleman and a very young black lady, both sitting in the cockpit. And he said that that's the South Africa that he wants to live in, where those who have experience, whether they're male or female, black or white, can share that experience with the young ones coming up. And for a person of your experience to come and share with these young people is highly appreciated by this institution. And thank you very much for your words of wisdom and encouragement. My take-home message from Professor Bengu's address this afternoon is summed up in what she said is expected of you. She said creative, innovative, and reflective professionals. And she quotes from Ralph Emerson a passage that says, "A well-beaten path looks the most appealing and attractive to want to travel on. But avoid that one. Get into the untraveled, uncharted spaces and blaze your own trail there so that a road develops there because you blazed the trail, so that others can walk on the path that you blazed." And that's my take-home message from Professor Bengu's address to us this afternoon. And without being as depressive and as morbid as I was this morning, the reason that part of the message resonates with me right now in the world is because of the space that the world finds itself in. I had a boss who used to like to say to all of us that he was a chemist, and that life does not owe anybody regularity. The fact that things happen differently from the way you expect them to happen is not because life owes you that they must happen the same way that you want them to happen. And the world has been in funny spaces before, and I'm sure it will be in funny spaces again in the future. But I find the world in a funny space right now. If you look at what's happening in Europe, the migration coming out of the Middle East through Greece, literally people on foot, crossing continents, on foot, with babies, some of them getting into the Mediterranean Sea, and many of them not making it to the other side. Getting into countries that don't want them, even though the chaos that they are running away from was created by some of those countries who today don't want them. You look at what's happening in the US, there's an election at a state level for the Republican Party that will take place in Iowa shortly. And there's a gentleman who, if we believe the polls, will get 36% of the votes if the votes were cast. And that man, for the last 4, 5, 6 months, has on a daily basis, fairly consistently, picked on different communities to insult. He started with the Mexicans. They're drug dealers and rapists. He went to the African Americans. They're lazy and all they do is to make babies. He went to women and made fun of how they look. He picked on a disabled journalist and made fun of his disability. And the last thing that he did was to say the US must close its borders to all Muslims. And every time he makes that derogatory, insulting statement, his polling numbers go up. The man is Donald Trump. Very wealthy. And it then makes me, having lived in the US for 8 years of my life, to feel like I fear for that country. Because the Donald Trumps of this world will take that country back to what it was in the 1950s. He will take it back to what that country was when black people did not have the right to vote. If he can have his way, he still says Barack Obama was not born in the US, despite birth certificates having been displayed and stuff like that. I'm looking at what's happening in France. Marine Le Pen is becoming a very popular politician because Marine Le Pen says, keep those who are not European and those who are not white out of France. I'm afraid for what's going to happen in France, in many European countries. Having seen the destruction that's happening in the Middle East, in Libya, in Somalia. But I'm also afraid for my own country. When the Vice Chancellor refers to the announcement made yesterday, it makes me afraid. Because this is not the first minister to lose his job because he tried to do his job. The Minister of Mineral Resources, Advocate Ngwakora Matlodi, lost his job because he tried to do his job. And a wife of a cabinet minister publicly says that Advocate Ramatlodi lost his job because she told the president to remove him. And she says it publicly on 702, on Power FM, and so I'm not skindering about anything that's not in the public domain already. So that makes me afraid for this country as well. And it is in this context that Professor Bengu says to you, Creative, innovative, reflective professionalism and leadership is what is expected of you guys. And if you do that, you will truly go do what the Vice-Chancellor says you must do, go and change the world. And good luck to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the proceedings for this afternoon. The university takes great pleasure in inviting you for refreshments in the H. van der Merwe Scholes Hall, which is, you go out and you turn left, northwest of this venue. I'm now going to ask you to rise and join in the singing of the national anthem, led by Dr. Mathilde Tom Vium and accompanied by an ensemble directed by Anton Esterhazy. After which I request you to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and until the main and academic processions have left the hall. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State.